In the previous video, we talked about units in AutoCAD, and here we want to talk about measurement in AutoCAD. Basically, we have two categories of commands: measurement commands and dimensioning commands. Each of these serves its own purpose. With measurement, you can determine the size of an area, and with dimensioning, you can print that measurement on your drawing. We will talk about dimensioning later. Right now in this tutorial, we are going to discuss measurement commands. Before we start learning the measurement command, let me tell you that you should always have the Properties panel open in AutoCAD. Its shortcut is PR. Let me close it once and open it again. See, you just need to type PR and press enter and it opens. Always keep it here because it gives you useful information. You can stand below it and drag it down like this to make it a bit larger. Now let's say I want to measure the length of this line. To measure its length, I have two ways. There are two main ways. One way is to select this line. Now if I go into properties, it gives me all its details. For example, it says this line is 259 units long. Then its delta x, meaning its length along the x-axis, is about 198 units. And along the y-axis, it's 166 units. And it also gives me the exact coordinates of the start and end points, meaning what are the coordinates of this point and what are the coordinates of that point. It gives me all of this completely. Okay, but another command that can do these things for me is the distance command. I type DI and press enter. Now I just need to click on the two ends of this line. Well, naturally your AuSnap should be enabled. I click on both ends and down here it gives me all the same information. It tells me the delta x is this amount, the delta y is this amount, the delta z is this amount. Delta z means how much your line has gone up. Well, it hasn't gone up, so there's no movement along the z-axis. It gives me its distance, meaning the actual length of the line is 259 units. It gives me its angle. Look, it says the angle of the line is 40 degrees. It has a 40-degree angle relative to the x direction, and it tells you the angle relative to the xy plane, meaning how much it has gone upward, which, well, it hasn't gone upward at all. Well, sometimes you have something like this circle, and in relation to something like this other circle, with the distance tool you can't get the length of this line, or you have to select it and go into properties. Here again, its specifications appear, telling you its area, its perimeter, its diameter, and its radius. It tells you all of these, even gives you the coordinates of its center. It tells you the coordinates of its center point, its x, y, and z values. Well, or you can use the area command. That means I just need to type AA, two A's, then enter. When you enter the area command, you can get the area and the perimeter. In this way, for example, with something like this circle, you must enter the object subcommand so you can get its area and perimeter with a single click. So I enter the object subcommand. Now I just need to click on this circle once. See, it tells you the area is this amount, and its perimeter is also this amount very easily with just one click. But what about this one? This line is continuous. See, when I hover over it, it's completely continuous. So here too, it's enough to press E and enter to enter the object subcommand and just click on it. Very easily it gives you its length again. It also gives you the total length of the line and the area inside it. What does the length of the line mean? It means its perimeter basically. So it gave us the perimeter plus the area. Okay, but what about this one? So what's the difference with this one? It has two differences from the previous one. The first is that it has a curve. The second is that it's not continuous. If it were continuous, you could easily get it with the same object command. But now that it's not continuous, you need to be able to select all of these by clicking. I'm going into the area subcommand, AAA, then enter. Now you have to start from a corner. Click and move forward. For example, I'll click here. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, now that I've reached here, well, here it's a curve, so you can't do it just by clicking. So here, you need to enter the arc subcommand. I'm entering arc. Now all I need to do is move along this arc. Then the next arc again. And again the next arc. Okay, when it's done, it goes back to line again. Again, the line subcommand. Again, the end point and the start point. Now I just need to press enter, and as you can see, it easily gives me the area and perimeter. But what's different about the last example? In the last example, you want the area here. Actually, you want it to be the same shape as before, but not include this part. For example, you have a piece of land. This part in the middle, for instance, is a pool. You want this not to be counted as part of the area. So how can you calculate the area for this? Okay, I go into area again. This time I don't start clicking. First I go with add area. That means first I add the area. With add area, I start measuring the area. Or, since it's a single piece, you can just go into Object and easily select it with one click. I click on Object and it selects the whole object. Okay, I press Enter. When you press Enter, it automatically has the Subtract Area subcommand. Subtract means you want to remove certain parts from this area. I go into Subtract, and now I just need to subtract this region. Again, it has the Object subcommand. I go into Object, I click once on this circle. See, it subtracted this area. Now, when I press Enter and then Enter again, it gives me the total area. See, it says total area. That's the total area of this region. It actually subtracted this from it. Well, this tutorial was very practical. Be sure to practice it. We will use area, perimeter, and length a lot in our work. Practice so that when we get to using it later, you can use it very easily. See you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.